to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll start off with the acceptance of the agenda. I would entertain a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Jared. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Hoover. Any questions? If none, all those in favor? 6-0 unanimous. Thank you. Next is the approval of the minutes. I would accept a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Jared. Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Any corrections? None, all those in favor? It is unanimous. Moving on to public comment. First on the list, we have Cecilia Nightingale and Emily Truax. The floor is yours.
All right, most of you know us already. I'm Cece Nightingale, this is Emily Truax, but we wanted to introduce ourselves. I'm the PCA president now, and she's the vice president. We want to start by saying how excited we are to work with all of you. We have a great group of admins, school board members, and teachers. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for all of us together to make a really positive impact on Peru Community Schools. I've shared with union members that one of our goals this year is to promote our teachers. We have so many incredible teachers that are doing awesome things for our students. Unfortunately, there is a lot of negativity on social media. The constant degrading of the corporation is hurtful, and it's bogging down our teachers. We put our time, money, heart, and entire soul into this corporation. After talking with teachers, we know that we have so many supporters, but there is a handful of very loud people that are not only negative, but they're wrong. Teachers are tired of others making assumptions and putting words in our mouths. Teachers do not feel manipulated. They do not feel unsupported. Teachers are not supporting made-up Facebook groups that have nothing better to do than constantly post their uninformed, foolish conspiracy theories about the corporation to deliberately antagonize the community for their own personal vendetta. Teachers do not need groups like that to speak for us. We can speak for ourselves. We are not afraid of retaliation from the administration. The only fear is being publicly scrutinized on social media by the real bullies of this community. But I'm not afraid because I know that our teachers are doing the right thing, and so is our corporation. So I am ready to drown out those negative people. They've had their 15 minutes of fame. It's now our time as teachers and a corporation to really let the community know how amazing we are, because we are amazing. Starting next month, I will be at the school board meetings to share the incredible learning experiences our teachers are creating. I'm also going to make a Facebook page for the community to see these experiences. I have encouraged our teachers to stop being humble and really start bragging about themselves because they deserve the positive recognition. I look forward to sharing nothing but good with you over this next school year. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, George Morris.
She's right. We do have a lot of great teachers at Peru Schools. I've never doubted that for a moment. In fact, I came up here this evening to share a story of my own. When I was about 9 years old, 3rd grade at Lincoln School, there was a teacher named Mrs. Clark. Mrs. Clark, phenomenal teacher, cared about her students. I'm from a very poverty-stricken family, youngest of 10 kids, and one year I had raggedy shoes on. They had holes in them. Mrs. Clark noticed it. She quietly asked me if I wanted to stay after school. She had something for me, and she took me out to the parking lot to the trunk of her car, where she had bought a brand new pair of Reeboks for me. She bought this out of her own money, out of her own goodwill. She did it in private, she did it in secret, where nobody else knew about it. The next day, I wore those nice new shoes to school, and I was proud to wear them. And Mrs. Clark, in her kind way, she looked straight at me, she gave me a subtle grin and she winked at me to let me know that she sees that, I'm wearing those proudly. Later on at recess or whatever, some other kids were making fun of me because I still had holy raggedy clothes on, and they started stomping on those shoes. And my first thought was, Mrs. Clark's going to think that I'm not taking care of these shoes. They're all dirty already. And I didn't care about the shoes exactly, but I cared about what she thought. And it hurt my feeling. I had to go in the bathroom and I scrubbed them down because these kids stomped all over them. I wanted her to know that I took care of them because I appreciated them. I didn't want her to think that I didn't appreciate them at all. And the reason I bring that up is that it was her connection with me that touched me. It wasn't really the shoes, but here I am, 49 years old, and that story still touches me. And teachers do that kind of stuff all the time, every day, behind the scenes. And that's what the students need. They need to be heard. They need to be seen. I needed Mrs. Clark to look me in the eye, to know that I was seen. And what we're asking for with this Complaint Oversight Committee is just that. The students want to know that they're seen, that every student matters. We have a lot of families that reach out to us every day. And a lot of them say that, my kid's being targeted because we're not rich, or this rich kid was picking on my kid and he didn't get in trouble because of who their parent is. Well, this committee would take away all that doubt in the parents' eyes and in their minds, and they would know that they're getting equal treatment because this committee exists. God's word in Isaiah says that his word will never return void. And in Proverbs 18:21, says that our tongues have the power of life and death. And I want to keep speaking life and love through God's word. And I think every child deserves this committee. When you guys want a new admin center or an athletic field house or whatever, you guys get real creative about where to come up with that money from. But when it comes to a committee that's going to do nothing but good and protect our students, you guys fall dead on ideas. So that's all I'm asking for, is be as creative with this Complaint Oversight Committee as you are with trying to find money for a new admin center. And as soon as the committee's in place, watch how fast Voice of Prue Parents fades away and disappears. Thank you.
Thank you. Jerry Casperson, you're next.
Hi, my name is Jerry Casperson, and I am here to speak on behalf of the Oversight Compliance Committee. I am the grandmother and guardian of Noah Campbell. Noah was born at 24 weeks gestation and lived in the NICU for 93 days. He is an autistic child and he has cerebral palsy. And basically nothing less than a miracle to be alive. Noah came to live with my husband and myself in his 3rd grade year. And we are out of district. But I kept Noah in his normal routine because that was what was safe for him. That was what was comfortable for him. And he continued clear till 7th grade last year, completed 7th grade at Prue Junior High School, until he was denied transfer this year. In the last year of school, in his 7th grade year, he has endured getting hit in the face by a substitute teacher. He has endured getting beat up by a child that was older than him, and he had to be taken to the hospital. He was made fun of in class, and nothing has been done about all of this stuff. It is important that the bullying is addressed. It is important that the IEPs are held, 6th grade year. Let's go back a little bit further. First day of school, his teacher asked me, she came out to my car when I picked him up, and she said, "Does Nova have an IEP?" And I was like, "You don't know that?" I understand that there's a lot of staff issues, but we can come together and help all of these children. We can keep them safe. They need to feel safe. When Noah got beat up, he was bruised all over. He didn't have any broken bones, thank God. But a teacher couldn't even get this fight stopped. He was on the floor, and they were kicking him in the head. And he's little, and a teacher couldn't even get it stopped. This stuff needs addressed. He's not the only one. There are several. And I just feel like we can come together as a community to help our kids, to care about them. And I know teachers' hands are tied on certain things, but we've got to find a way because our kids are the future. And imagine this happening to your own child. That's all I have to say. And I hope that we can come to something to work this out, because our kids are important to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Bridget Richardson.
You guys have seen me up here multiple times. The only thing I have to say is I am so tired month after month, meeting after meeting, coming up here and begging you guys to help with this. But you guys refuse to do anything. You guys care about your reputation. What is it going to take? A child suicide? A kid getting bullied so bad in school to where they bring a gun into that school? The sad thing about it is that when something like that does happen, you guys turn to blame the parents. Not anymore, because this is not us. This is on you guys, not us. Start doing your jobs, or find somebody who can. You're so worried about buying the ROTC, you guys don't care about the students or the faculty and staff. Stop being greedy and start actually caring, because if it wasn't for any of them, you guys wouldn't be able to do what you guys do today. One voice is all it took to start this. So why not jump on board and have a great reputation and not a bad one? Actually, think about it. Columbine, Sandy Hook, Virginia Tech, Marjorie Stoneman School. Look at their reputation now. Do you want Pro to be part of that?
Okay, now we'll hear from Andrew Manna, who is the PCS Legal Counsel. Mr. Manna?
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board, members of the community. My name is Andrew Manna. I'm an attorney with Church Hill and Antrim that represents the school corporation. We're here with my associate Cheyenne. From a parent oversight committee, I need to speak to the legal parameters. Bullying is a sophisticated definition under your policy and under the law, under 5517 in your Peru Community Schools policy. It changes all the time. There's court decisions that change that definition. It's applied by the board, by our legal advice, by the teachers, through training. There's a Safe Schools Committee that meets, and we have that as part of your school corporation. Allegations and incidents that involve particular situations in students also have confidential information about those students. And so under federal law, FERPA, Family Education Rights Privacy Act, that information can only be shared amongst the school employees. It may also involve other related federal or state laws, like special education, like Title IX, that require the teachers, the administration, to review IEPs, to look at student information, and again, that information cannot be disclosed outside of the school context. And actually, even in the school context, only those who have a specific purpose to know that information. In relation to the board, and last year, you've had a commitment to hire a director of attendance and student success to assist with struggling students. Unfortunately, individuals who do not understand that policies, personnel matters, student matters, all require some discretion, deliberation, confidentiality of both personnel and student matters, where the facts may be disputed and need to be looked into. And to make blanket allegations over social media can be inappropriate, which leads to misinformation about Peru schools, and finally could be defamatory in the nature towards individuals. This board is committed, and the school corporation is committed to working for students and their families, and to suggest otherwise without a factual basis is contrary to the mission. I encourage the community members to communicate with administration, and to understand the exciting and positive activity happening with Peru Community Schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Manna. Okay. Next up, we have a recognition of retiring staff member, Mr. Terry Ray.
Thanks, Mr. Beatty. Mr. Ray couldn't be here this evening. He was not available, but just wanted to recognize Mr. Ray's 11 years of service to Peru Community Schools. Really appreciate Mr. Ray. He's a heck of a nice guy, excellent worker. Just wanted to publicly recognize that.
Okay, moving on, workman's comp renewal quote presentation. I believe we have Mr. Terry Smith here to go over that with us. Mr. Smith?
Hi, little refresher. The state implements a experience mod score, and 1.00 is average for your industry. Last year, you were a 1.25, and sorry, it's on this page here. So last year you were a 1.25, and what that means is you're getting surcharged 25% just for your claims history, and that means claims paid out by the insurance company versus what you pay in for the policy. So you'll see on like third prior year, you'll see 320%. So that means the insurance company paid out that much more than what you had paid in. So this year, this is kind of a slow progression, but this year you were down to a 1.18. So you're going to see your cost drop by 7% just because you're getting better. And then next year, that 320% is going to fall off. And assuming we don't have anything major between now and September 1st, you're going to see that 9% come on, which is a very good thing. So what you see as a 1.18 this year could be a 1.00 or even less next year, where you might be seeing a credit instead of a debit on the account. So things are really moving in the right direction. So I commend you guys for having those meetings with IPEP and putting some procedures in place to really help with your experience mod score. So overall last year, we had almost 13.3 million in payroll, and IPEP automatically increases that to 5% this year. So after some conversations, we didn't think the payroll was going to be quite that high, so we went to almost a 1% increase. So that's what you'll see on the after change. We're estimating 13.3 million for payroll. So that IPEP, so you'll see the next line there, IPEP, you've been a long time client with them, and they know that you guys have been taking the meetings for the workers' comp, trying to improve those scores and things. They're giving you a credit on your account because they like you guys. They think it's a good mutual relationship. So you're getting a 25% credit as well, just for longevity with IPEP, willing to work with them and listen. So what you'll see on the 24 to 25 line is last year, the amount paid in. Now this is before audit, so audit could change this a little bit, and that'll come after the September renewal date. But last year you paid in almost 104,000, and for the renewal with the 5% payroll increase, it was coming in at just under 103,000. So that's good. I mean, that's good to see that rates are coming down. After we made some changes on where some of that payroll could be adjusted based on where IPEP estimated, it looks like your total annual policy is going to be just above 85,000 this year as an estimate. I mean, they'll audit, but that's kind of the renewal in a nutshell. Are there any questions in regards to that?
Not better than the last year.
Yeah. So, thank you all.
Thank you.
I just want to thank Mr. Smith. I call him, he'll meet with me in person. He's very accommodating, very professional, and thank you, Mr. Smith.
And we appreciate our relationship with the school too. So thank you all.
Thank you.
You'll see before you, we got two quotes, the IPEP quote through Smith Sawyer Smith, and then there was a second quote that came in at $88,714, so it was a few thousand more. So you have before you for consideration, we'd like to recommend the IPEP quote of $85,005 for board action this evening.
I would make a motion to approve the IPEP going forward.
Thank you, Dr. Quinn. Is that a second? Thank you, Ms. Justice. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? It is unanimous, 7-0. Next up, we have some license renewal. Mr. McCormick.
Thank you. First one is learning A to Z quote. This is a piece of curriculum software that is used, I think, at Elmwood primarily, maybe also into the 3rd grade at Blair Point. Mrs. Shurik, I see you back there. I'll put you on the spot if you'd like to add anything.
Okay, it is a reading and comprehension piece of software that we have used extensively over the past years at Elmwood and Blair Point. As we are aligning our arrows, we're not asking to renew licenses for all of our teachers, but particularly our reading specialists, so that they can still have access for that for materials for small groups. So what it would have cost to renew for everyone, 34 teachers, I believe, it would have been close to $19,000. As you can see, cutting down the licenses is significantly saving us money, and it'll also allow classroom teachers to really focus their instruction on using the Wonders resources, but still having those additional A to Z resources for kids that struggle and may need additional support in small group.
Thank you. Any questions?
Was last year the first year we had those?
I think we've had it for quite some time.
Okay. Is this an annual quote or is it a multi-year quote?
It's an annual quote, and we have been paying between $15,000 and $17,000 per year.
So I noticed that there's a 5 to 10% discount if it's multi-year locked in. I was just curious if that was looked at.
We're going to be exploring a little deeper the Wonders curriculum to see if there's additional materials that will suit our needs, and then we'll decide next year if it's something we need to continue or not.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shurik. Before you have the recommendation, I would entertain a motion to accept that as presented.
Motion to accept A to Z.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Quinn. Thank you, Ms. Justice. Any other discussion? Questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Next up, we have software renewal. Mr. McCormick.
Similarly, we have a software renewal from CUDA. You can see this is a high school product for algebra, pre-calculus, etc., for your consideration.
I would entertain a motion to accept that as presented. Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Fuller. Any discussion?
Is this an annual quote or did we start this 3 years ago?
Looks like Mrs. Shurik, do you know if this is a...
I know we last purchased 3 years ago. I don't know when we originally started it, but we haven't done a formal adoption for math resources in well over a decade. So this quote will get us until the next scheduled math adoption to support teachers when they don't have a formal curriculum.
Dan, when that is anticipated?
We'll do the adoption process at the end of when this quote would be for implementation the next year. So I believe the implementation for the math adoption would be 28-29.
Okay. Thank you.
Do we have a first and second on that?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? If none, all those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Next up, we have breakfast and lunch prices. Mr. McCormick?
This is a seeking approval to increase adult breakfast and lunch prices for the 25-26 school year. Adult breakfast will increase to $2.94. Adult lunch will increase to $5.16. And this is per the state of Indiana statute.
This occurs every year. I'd make a motion to accept as presented.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Quinn. Thank you, Ms. Justice. Any other discussion or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Next up, we have donations. Looks like we had several donations from the Peru Lions Club for working the festival booth at the circus. That will go to high school girls soccer, high school football, high school volleyball, high school boys soccer, and high school boys soccer again. The second one is for the Hawkins Family Chiropractic LLC. We also have Kicks for Kids for $300 for general use from Crossroads Bank, and to the high school band, $100 for general use from Gary and Debbie Downing for the loaned drums. I would entertain a motion to accept those as presented.
Motion to accept donations as presented.
Thank you, Dr. Quinn. Second.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Next up, we have tuition assistance. Mr. McCormick.
This is for Mr. Regal, IU Kokomo tuition reimbursement, $258.73 for the 25-26 school year. Again, this is based on past practice that we've established with our teachers.
I would entertain a motion to accept that as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. Any questions or discussion?
What does he teach?
Mrs. Shurik, Mr. Regal,
Yes.
what's he teach?
Integrated chemistry, physics, and earth space science.
Teaches two
This
subjects.
tuition was for courses in his specialty then?
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Regal was hired my first year here when we had absolutely no licensed applicants for a couple of different positions. And Dr. Cole had approved to hire him and that we would pay per the contract that $1,500 a year to help with tuition to get him licensed.
Just what he needed for his license and everything.
Yes, it's just,
Thank
he
you.
already had his bachelor's degree, so just the transition to teaching.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shurik.
Any other questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Next up is a personnel settlement agreement. Mr. McCormick.
You'll see for employee number 962137, settlement agreement. I believe each of you know who that individual is. We were provided a general overview of what that agreement is by email. So that's there for your consideration to approve and moving forward with that settlement agreement.
I would entertain a motion to accept that as presented. It is in your packet.
I'll make a motion to accept that as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Hoover. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Pennington. Any questions? Hearing none. All those in favor? Opposed? 5-2. Motion passes 5-2. Thank you. Next up, we have operations technology facility use request. Looks like Elmwood and Blair Point for the Good News Club, the junior senior high commons auditorium, and the junior and senior high building. All those are for your approval. I would entertain a motion to accept those as presented. Did I hear a motion?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second. Thank you, Dr. Quinn. Any questions? Hearing none. All those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Next up, we have personnel. Recommendation for classified position. I will accept those one motion unless anyone would like to extract one.
I move to accept all 6.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Hoover. Any questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Next up, resignation, retirement, suspension, terminations, and transfers. Again, I will accept all those in one motion unless anybody would like to extract one.
I move to accept all 8.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. Any questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Next up, we have a recommendation for extracurricular positions. Again, same thing.
So move. I'd like to extract number 2.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hoover. Let's do that one first then. I would entertain a motion to accept number 2, Jan Hoover, as volunteer varsity cheerleading play coach.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second?
Second. Dr.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Any questions or discussions? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Thank you. And then I would also entertain a motion to accept the rest as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Any questions? All those in favor? Opposed? And abstained? We have 1. 601. Motion passes. Next up, we have a recommendation for substitute teachers, custodians, nurse bus driver positions. We have 2 there. I would entertain a motion to accept those 2 as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. Any questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Request to attend conference, Mr. McCormick.
Yes, Ms. Maxwell, our new assistant principal, would like to join the INALE Cohort 12. This is the Indiana New Administrator Leadership Institute. This is a 2-year program. Costs $1,200. Will cover the 2 years, along with registration for the IASP Assistant Principal Conference. And we would also, we've also included with your board action, there would be a clawback provision in there that, you know, she needs to be with us for those 2 years. If she would leave earlier, then we would bring back, prorate the cost of that back to the district.
Thank you, Mr. McCormick. I would entertain a motion to accept that as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Fuller. And struggling behind. Any questions? All those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Next up, we have claims. Ms. Inyart.
You have a copy of the claims before you. Does anybody have any questions?
If we have no questions, I would entertain a motion to accept those as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? 6-1. Thank you. Next up, we have the fund monitoring report. Ms. Inyart.
We continue in our education fund to show that salaries and benefits are at the highest expenses. This is where we are supposed to be with those to meet that 65% at the end of the year. Supplies costs have increased now that the textbook fund is part of the education fund. So that's the reason why you see an increase under supplies and utilities. This reflects software and hardware purchases that were approved over the course of the summer by this board. We are currently at about 59% of our budget expended for the year 2025, which puts us right on track for where we should be at this time of the year in our education fund. Our debt service fund, we've had no activity in that for this month. We'll see that again in December. In our operations fund, in addition to the salaries, utilities are the next largest expense in our operations. We have seen a decrease in supply costs by switching some vendors. We have currently spent about 55% of our 2025 budget in operations, and again, that puts us right about where we should be at this time of year. So we're looking good as far as our allocations go. Rainy day, we've had no activity this month. Our 2022 bond, most of this bond has now been encumbered and is being spent down, and you should be seeing that go down as this year comes to a close. And our 2024 bond, we are starting now to get PO requests from Skillman as those projects are starting to ramp up. So you'll start to see activity in that fund as we continue over the next few months. And then our school lunch, we have paid the last of our food service bills, and we will now be transitioning to Chartwells as soon as we start getting their bills in next month. We have a very healthy balance to start off with them as our new food service vendor, which has been going very well according to my family. Is there any questions?
Have we seen anything, and you say utilities is a large portion of operations? I know we got new lights in. Have we seen any changes? Have we seen any changes yet? I know it's a loaded question. I know we got it pretty recently.
Yeah, with it being recent, we are
There
actually...
wouldn't be enough time yet,
Yeah.
but we do plan, give it some time, a few months, and we'll start to take a look at, see if
Now
our
that-
electric bill is going down.
Okay.
Now school's in session, fine.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I do look forward to doing, we'll take a look at like a 3 or 5 year energy usage trend and, see what it looks like, see where we can keep doing better.
I would just like to remind the board that we still do need to refund the rainy day.
Duly noted.
Well aware.
That's good. Hearing no other, I will entertain a motion to accept the fund monitoring report as presented by Ms. Dinyard.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Justice. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Pennington. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you. Next up, we have board member comments. Anyone?
Got a comment. Heard a lot of positive feedback from staff and community. Chartwells launched. Food is wonderful. Big thank you to all the kitchen staff for their hard work getting that going. The new school website looks great. Blair Point's iRead pass rate was over 90%, which was a 6% increase. Thank you for all the teachers and staff for putting in all the hard work, and it's starting to pay off. So also with our facilities, our tax rates remaining the same for up and coming bond issuance. So that was a reach out to me that they said thank you. So
thank you, Mr. Hoover. Anyone else? Superintendent McCormick, you have any comments?
No comments this evening.
No comments this evening. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And you're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.